This video is to demonstrate how to put together your checkbook, how to fill out a check, how to record your checks that you're paying with, and your check registry. So the first thing you'll need to do is to cut along the bottom edge of the top piece of it. So you want to take it apart, and for each piece you're going to cut along the bottom edge, so the bottom edge of this check registry. And then once you've pulled them apart, set them aside and do the next one. So again, the bottom edge of the top check. As you're doing this, you want to keep your check numbers in order. So 1201, 1202, 1203, and etc. Do not cut the blue page, the back page. That is going to be folded over. So you want to only cut the pages with the checks. Okay, so once you have got everything cut out and all of the checks in numeric order, you're going to put those together so that the top edges line up. Take the small blue piece and align that along the bottom of the top edge so it will look like this on the back. And then you're going to staple those pages together using the top edge as your where you can staple. So staple in 2 or 3 places, keeping all of them lined up. Okay, so next you're going to take your glue stick and you're going to glue down the blue but not the white. So you're just going to put glue on the glue piece and then glue it on the part that says attach checks here. Try to line it up below the fold line. And then you're going to use the glue stick to glue the reconciliation page at the top, putting the date, check number, etc. at the top of it. Okay, and last step is fold over so it folds into a nice neat pile, and then you put your name on the front. Miss J's checkbook. And then also put your class period. That way, if it for some reason falls out of your interactive notebooks, I'll be able to get it back to you. I'll know which class to stick it in. Okay, so the next step is we want to write a check. So the very first check you're going to write is to your parents for $. So to write out a check, you'll notice that there's a place for your name, address, and address. Generally, you would also have your phone number on here. Obviously, these are fake. Then you will put today's date, which is August the 24th, or whatever day you happen to watch this video, 2018. You'll write it to your parents for $10. And then you have to write out in words the amount as well. So $10 and no 100 cents. It is important that you make sure to squiggle out all the way across, and sometimes people will also line across here just because they don't want anything being changed. The bank will only listen to what's written out. If you wrote $15 here and you accidentally wrote $150 down here, the bank's going to pay $150, even if it said $15 there. And then obviously you would sign your name. You can also put a memo. This is a reminder to yourself what this was paying for. So you might say this is $10 to parents for loan repay. And then that would be it. Now, before you give the check over to someone, your parents, whoever you're paying it to, you need to get in the habit of recording that check in your check registry. Even if you do not carry a checkbook, you should carry a check registry, because your ATM card is a checkbook. It's just not one you might write out. And every transaction should be recorded so you know if somebody is using your card inadvertently without your permission. So you would put in 1201 for your check number, or you might put WD if you got money from the bank in cash, or you might put ATM if you got the ATM fee or had an ATM withdrawal, or you might put debit if you used your debit card. So that will be your record of what you did and how that transaction occurred. And then you'd put in the date, and you would put in who you paid it to, and maybe even a memo that says loan, so you know who it was and why. And then you would put in the payment, which would also be the debit column, you would put $10. And then based on what your balance was. So on the very first thing you did was you had a check that you received, and that was your starting balance. So your starting balance should come from your paycheck. And my paycheck says that I make $22.53.56. So that's going to be my starting balance here. And then what I'm going to do is anything that I have in my payment will be subtracted. Anything that I have in my debit, deposit, or credit will be added. So I'm going to subtract $10 from $22.53 to get my new balance. And this is the amount of money that I really have available, even if my debit card says, oh, well, you have $22.53 available. No, I wrote a check for $10, so I know I don't have that available. All right, so that would be that. And then what you would do on your bank account is when this check was to clear, your bank would say, yes, that has cleared. And you would go back on and see that, oh, that money has been pulled out of my account. And you would check it off saying, yes, that one's cleared. So that is how you would create your checkbook, write a check, keep your registry, and then also reconcile.